Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Reader's Magnet featured author interview, where we dive deep into the world of creativity and inspiration. And our guest for today is the author of the book 30 Pearls of I Do. So please help me welcome Miss Lady Million, Marviette Usher. So, Miss Marviette, how are we doing today?
I am doing wonderful, Rob. It's so good to see you again.
And it's
Yes, it's
good
good to
to
see
have you back
you.
here at the Hive. It's been a while, though. Again, a lot has happened over the past few months. Talking about books, talking about events, especially there are a lot of occasions going on right now within the circle. But just want to ask you, though, a couple of things that are kind of coming back with the book. And again, there and to all of our viewers, again, if ever you want to grab a copy of Miss Lady Million's book, feel free to check on the comments down below. We'll be pinning the Amazon link where you can purchase that book. But stay tuned because there are a couple of more books that we would love to discuss as well. But first, let's talk about this 30 Pearls of I Do. So again, Miss Lady Million, your latest
Yes,
book, 30
yes.
Pearls of I Do, was published in 2024. So can you share with us the inspiration behind this book and what readers can expect from it then?
Absolutely. Can you believe that it has been a year, Rob? It has been
Yeah,
a
it's been a
year.
year.
Oh, I cannot believe it has been a year. But the inspiration of the book specifically came from the title that it is. It's 30 Pearls of I Do. I was approaching my 30th wedding anniversary, and it was not
Mhm.
looking as I had hoped or had dreamed or had even planned it to look. And I just decided, I said, what is it that I want to do with
Mm.
the 30 years that I did contribute to this marriage? And so I was talking with a girlfriend one evening, Dr. Victoria Hanchel, and we were just kind of reminiscing on life. And I said, you know what?
Mm.
My 30th anniversary is coming up, and I'm not really sure what I want to do. I don't want to do doom and gloom. My husband and I have always been people that celebrate in a big way, limousines,
Mm.
amazing five-star restaurants. And I said, I don't want to do something less than. And so she said, well, girl, you said I do and you did. So I sat there and I just kind of pondered that. And I said, you know what? I did. Even with the ups and downs, I did. So that night I started saying, God, how do I reminisce? How do I savor the moment of this? And so I started searching, what is the jewelry? You know, you have significant jewelry by year. And I was like, what is the significant jewelry for 30 years? And pearls came up and I was like, oh my God,
Mm.
I love pearls. Favorite piece of jewelry for me. I love pearls. And so it just kind of evolved from there, meditating on it, thinking about it. Then I just kind of went down this journey of what are the top lessons I've learned. And I said, I don't
Mm.
want to call them lessons. I'm going to call them pearls of wisdom. So I just started every day jotting something I learned in my book from in my life from 1 to 30. And then as I
Mhm.
did that, it evolved into now let me put them in categories. And so I even prayed to God for the categories that I should put them in. And when
Mm.
He gave me the categories, it was so amazing to me how seamless each one of the pearls literally slid into one of the categories. And so that is how
Mm.
literally how it all started. And hence we have 30 pearls of I do.
Really love that. And coming back with the again from the origin story, how it all started, and talking about 30 years of marriage. And again, you said I do, and try to symbolize this through pearls, which is something that even again, pearls are also priceless. They're really beautiful to
Yes.
look at. And it also gives me that concept that these 30 pearls of I do as well talks about life and how the phases
Yes.
about it. So within your message though, like if again, it's more of honoring every phase of life. So how does this philosophy come across in your book then?
So it comes across in the book, as I just forementioned,
Hmm.
the different categories that I have. And I said, let me go back to the beginning and even paint the
Hmm.
picture of how
Oh.
we started and what I was thinking back then, being very young and looking for happily ever after. And I just started saying, in each of my phases, what lesson did I learn? What would I
Mm.
tell my 24-year-old self today? And what would another woman walking through something like this need to know? And so that's how
Mm.
it came. And it was like every phase, and my concept and philosophy of every phase that you go through deserves to be celebrated. It comes from the word of God, understanding that if you're living a life of God, your will be done in my life. And if everything that happens in your life it has to get some type of approval from him before it does happen, then
Hmm.
that means he has a plan for it. And with that plan, you have to embrace. And I'm going to tell you, this only comes from some level of spiritual maturity. This does not
Sure.
come from you just decided to wake up and say a few good affirmations and you decided to say, these are some things that I'm doing. This comes from a dedicated life of prayer and studying the word of God and knowing exactly who you are according to the word. So it's not easy. Okay. It's not
Mm.
easy. And I will not have another woman think that, or male think that it's something that's very easy. It is work. It is a lot of
Mm.
work with this type of mindset. It is a lot of work. And it only happens when you literally are infilled with God himself, his spirit himself. And so he makes it easy for you. He makes it easy or it makes it look easy to other people. But behind closed
Hmm.
doors, you are putting in the personal work. So that's what the honor every phase mean. And so in the book, in every
Hmm.
phase, I share some insight, my truths about some things, but I also turn it around and share what what you should learn from something if you're faced with something like this, what it is that you should learn. And then lastly, I close each one of the pearls with a mindful work
Hmm.
assignment that's thought provoking, that you can sit quietly in some quiet time and think about this and how you want to handle it. So I give you some questions, I give you some work to do. And so
Mm.
in every phase, you can literally honor your journey.
I love that. And I love the concept though of having this book that you can read, trying to read every phrase and trying to interact and reflect on it by writing it
Yes.
down, making a journal. And it's interactivity in a way that, again, not a lot of books can pull this off, but this book particularly really pulls it off, especially
Mhm.
talking more about life phases, how we can honor them. And also, Marviette, you also discussed with us earlier that you were talking about a woman being powerful. But again, and to all of our viewers though, if you do know, and if you can check this out though, Marviette also has her first book, which is Phenomenal. Oh yes, you
Mhm.
are. That
Mhm.
is a book available also for purchase. But again, within this book, Marviette, you address that powerful woman who struggle when life happens. So how do you hope that your message will resonate with your readers, especially those going through the tough times right now?
So, first of all, it's written, like you said, to powerful women. And so I know my mission is to work with the woman who is, like we've already said, powerful. She's
Hmm.
beautiful. She's talented. She's educated.
True.
She seems to be the strong one in the group. And in a lot of my groups, I have been the strong one that people call upon to pray or to just get something off of off of their shoulder, off of their chest. And so
Hmm.
I know a lot of women who are the strong ones in the group, but all of a sudden life happens. And so life happening in the beginning of the book, I go through a list of different things. It doesn't have to be marital, right? It can be children, it
Mm.
can be job, it can be relational with you and your mother, your father, your sister, just life. Anything I call life happenings, anything that's happening that you did not plan for, you would not have wanted that to happen to you, right? That to
Yeah, for
me
sure.
is what I call an it. And it's a life happening situation. We all have them, and they are different
Mm.
in different phases of your life. It's something that you didn't plan for. So that book was written to the woman who is the strong one. Everybody looks at her and always thinks she's so well put together. She has everything
Hmm.
together. Oh, absolutely. There's no storm that she could have gone through. I've had somebody say that to me. I've had several people say
Mm.
that to me, that I cannot imagine anything you've gone through. And I'm like, what? Are you
What?
kidding me? What exempts me? A pair of earrings and a beautiful blouse does not exempt me from having life happening. So that's what
True.
that book is written from that mindset and concept. And that book shares understanding what your life happenings are all about, no matter what it is. Just you have to put an understanding around what does life happening means, and
Hmm.
understanding who you are as an individual, right? According to the word of God, you have to rebuild that, because some life happenings knock all the wind out of you. And you're looking
True.
around like, who in the world am I again, right? So
Mhm.
who you are, understanding and reconnecting with to whom you belong to. You were created for God, so we belong to him. No matter how we think we running things, we're not running anything. We belong to
Mhm.
him. And then being able to understand in that book, I share how do you push past your it? How do you embrace it? What is
Okay.
it all about? And then how do
Mhm.
you push past it? And then putting around you the practical principles, tools, and techniques to help you walk through your it. Because there is an other side, but the other
Mhm.
side is determined by how you go through the it. And
Mhm.
so
I
that's
love
what
it.
that book is about.
I love it. I love it. And talking more about this because again, 30 Photos of I Do and Phenomenal. Oh yes, you are. They really correlate. Whether you try to look at it on different perspectives, but it's talking more about life. And again, I couldn't agree with you more when you talk about life happens. It's just like you're swimming. And you're just swimming in the beach right now, having a cool dinner sun, and then a huge tidal wave full of sand and fish hits you. You never know when it's
Yes,
gonna come. That's
yes,
the thing.
yes,
So and that is really something that a lot of people think like if you are that strong person within your group like people can think like I just can't yeah going back and I do agree I just can't imagine that you have gone through those phases and am I supposed to be the only exception that's why I'm supposed to be strong but people forget that these events happen just to build your character of who you are
yes,
right now you'll never be
yes,
who you are if those
yes,
things haven't happened. Agree with
yes,
it. I
Rob.
love
That's
that.
good. That's good,
I li-
Rob.
I love that. Love that. And but again, Miss Lady Million, one more thing that I just want to ask you though, because again, talking about your book here, talking about Life Faces, talking about these two books. So, what do you think was really the most challenging part of writing your books then? And asking you right now, how did you even overcome it? Like, how did it happen?
So my first book was, I wouldn't necessarily say it was challenging. I was excited about it because it was my very first book. I challenged
Hmm.
myself to publish it in honor of my life and in honor of all the women that the Lord has allowed me to be a blessing to. And I wanted to be able to say, out of
Hmm.
everything that I've gone through, this is artwork celebrating me
Okay.
turning 50. Okay. So now I'll be 55 this year, and we have a second book. I know, right?
Okay.
I don't look it right, Rob. You can say it. You can say it, Rob.
You don't look 55 to me. I'm sorry, I have to say this. To you. You don't look 55. And now, because you were saying that when you're saying
You
24
can
years
say
old and
that,
30
Rob.
years in marriage. I was thinking like,
Yes.
wait, am I
So I'm married
am I
at
doing the
24.
math correctly?
You are doing your
You're
math absolutely
54.
correct. Yes, I'm married at 24. Yes. So you can say that I don't look it. I receive that.
You
Okay.
you
I do
don't
receive
look
that.
and okay, come on, bit. I'm still in awe and shock. Like you look spry and young and beautiful at your age, and
Thank
your
you so
husband is again, and all the men right now, and to all of people though. Again, if you're having the same reaction with me, stay with me and let's listen to yours. So, Ms. Millen, you're saying something as well. Just continue, please. I'm
Yes.
still in shock though.
Okay.
Yeah, 55
So
years old, looking that beautiful. Just continue.
thank you
Sorry.
so much. Thank you so much. That's a highlight of the
Okay.
interview, I must say. So, what I must say is the challenging part, which is what your question was, what was challenging for me, was in the 30 pearls of I do. Rob, get it together. Was in the 30 pearls
Mhm.
of I do. Because in that,
Okay.
I
I,
had a
I'm good.
chapter,
Okay.
I had a chapter that I say
Hmm.
understand and own your truths. So I literally have a chapter in there that talks about owning your truths. And so there was a phase where I had to sit down, and in order for you to get to your other side, you have to sit in your truths. What are the truths about my life right now? And I literally list
Hmm.
all the truths. You know, in the world we live in now, everybody talks about divorce like it is this glamorized thing, like, honey, what does Beyonce say? To the
Hmm.
left, or let him go, or keep him moving, or whatever, And everybody just makes it seem so easy. Like if it's not working, then stop it, leave it, and move on. It is not that
True.
easy. It is not that
Mm.
easy, and so you end up having a lot you have to literally unravel. I mean, I've been with someone for 30 years, so you have to unravel this stuff. So in my book, I write about, and it was a tough chapter for me. I think it's Pearl 27. I literally write about
Mhm.
the truths of your life. There's a lot of first of everything. So there's the first birthday, where if you're used
Mhm.
to lavish treatment, there's the first birthday where it's cold silence,
Okay.
right? Okay. There is
Okay.
the first Christmas where you're not together and you're discussing your son getting his gifts dropped off, or is he going to your house? I mean, that's the kind of stuff people don't talk about when they're talking about divorce. They want to just talk about sign the papers, move on, get out, have a fabulous life, just move on and start over. But there's so much you still have to walk through. Okay. There's the
Hmm.
first of getting excited about something that's monumental that's happening in your life. And because your partner has been your soulmate and your best friend for so long, you're used to what? Picking up the phone, calling him, oh my God, I can't believe this. Oh my God, oh my God. And then he's scheduling a dinner to celebrate your success. And you go to pick up the phone and you go, oh crap, I can't call him and tell him you know. So that was the toughest for me, sitting in
Mm-hmm.
my truths and realizing first all of
Hmm.
my firsts. That was the toughest for me, and it's a long list of them in Pearl 27.
Love that. And talking about more about the struggles that you again struggles that you did overcome in life. Because again, it always boils down to how can you really overcome these struggles though, and how can you do it? Do you do it alone? Do you ask somebody else for help? And I think it's much more harder. Because again, I'm not trying to play around the role. Because again, I am a man. Let's face it. That's one thing here, and we're talking about women's struggles as well, and that's one thing that people try to not look at because we there it's really hard for me to explain though. But again, a reason why I'm talking more about this, again, talking more about your book and then talking more about who you are, Marviette, because again, everyone knows, and you're really known as the IT consultant for women, and you
Mhm.
know what it is. You have been through that aspect, but right now you are an author, speaker, and a women's empowerment advocate. So, if I just want to ask you, like right now, because again, talking about your struggles, writing it down, and being a again an IT consultant for women, if I would ask you, like through these years right now, what has been like the most rewarding aspect of your transition then?
Okay, so since we're talking about this
Mhm.
openly and it's live, a lot of people get
Sure,
this mixed up. So
sure,
it's
sure.
Lady Amelia Marviette, former
Mhm.
IT consultant, meaning information technology. Now
Information technology
lovingly
specifically.
IT. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's IT.
IT.
Yes,
Okay.
so former IT consultant, now lovingly called the IT consultant for women. So it's not IT,
Oh, it's
it's
not
it.
IT consultant for women. It's it
It.
consultant for women.
So
Oh,
from
okay, makes sense.
IT to
Hmm.
it. And the reason it's
Oh,
it is because I'm it. Like
you are
I
it.
done been through a lot of stuff.
You
I can
are
tell
it.
people I'm it. Right, right, right. No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
No, it's
So
okay.
uh,
Okay.
confident, phenomenal women are
Hmm.
confident, but we are by no means arrogant. So I'm just teasing you, okay?
Okay.
It consultant just
Hmm.
meaning the Lord has blessed me and I have surrendered, humbled
Mm.
and surrendered myself to the call of speaking to, equipping, inspiring, and ministering to the whole woman, whether it's
Hmm.
spiritually, it's personal development, whether it's professional development, physical, and then financial. So that's what it means by the it consultant. Once a
Mm.
woman locks in with me, there is a plethora, locks in with myself and the Lord. There is a
Hmm.
plethora of resources and programs that I offer to women to help her get
Mm.
through her setback. And not every woman has necessarily experienced any major trauma. So I don't want everybody to think that I only work with people that have been traumatized. I mean, it could just be
Sure.
a setback,
Hmm.
something that happened that may have been a setback for you. And we have to remember too, trauma is different from different for different people. Something can be
Hmm.
very traumatizing for someone else, and someone else would be like, it's okay, you know. But it depends on the capacity that you have to handle things. What's your capacity that you
Hmm.
have to handle life? So that's where that it piece comes from. And being able to be the it consultant just means the variety of services and programs that we offer for women. And you said earlier, people determining if they do this alone. No, you
Yes,
cannot do it alone.
that's the thing.
You cannot do it alone. So when you first start going through life happening situations, there is a phase
Hmm.
where You have to sit and try and process what is going on. What is this about? And you have to silence the chatter and only hear from God in terms of what is this really all about. Okay.
Mm,
So there is a phase that God may put you in isolation. So I always tell my women, be prepared that He may put you in isolation. In isolation, meaning you may want to reach out to people and you're withdrawn and you don't reach out, or the people you've always depended on in the past, you may try to reach out to them and they're no longer accessible. It just seems like they're always busy for you. Okay.
mm-hmm,
So when that types of things are happening, you have to identify whether or not is he about to put me in a space of isolation. And I tell women, isolation is not bad. But Rob,
mm-hmm,
it comes from understanding who you are and what your purpose is on this earth, because then you can embrace. Isolation just means preparation.
true.
He's about to prepare me for something. And as I was going through my 30 pearls journey, I quietened out all girlfriends, all chatter, all family, and I just did this journey alone, meaning no one that I knew was attached. But I heavily included my doctor, my therapist,
Mhm,
my counselors, my spiritual guide advisors. I had all those people around me that could not be biased. They wasn't going to be like all on my side or all on his side, or you
mhm,
surround yourself with that type of balance where you're still healing, you're still growing, because once you finish praying and saying, oh God, oh God, oh God, you need to get up and get with someone that can help you come up with a strategy. How do I walk through this? What do I need to put in my toolbox? Okay.
okay.
What do I need to
Mhm,
do from day to day? Because you cannot just lay in the bed and cry. Life is moving on.
true.
Okay. So that's how you get through your struggles. You definitely will need help. It does take a village. Like they say, it takes a village to raise children. It does take a village when you are trying to get to the other side, and when something that can knock you down flat on your back and you're caught off
Mhm,
guard. I like to say when the rug is yanked from underneath you type of stuff, then you have to, even if you've been a strong person and very resourceful within yourself, you still have to lean in and lean up, reach up for help
mhm.
around you.
Love that. Love that. And again, thank you much for that, Margaret. Because again, going back with what you're trying to again, because again, you are again right now you're an author, you're a speaker, and now you are also a women's empowerment advocate. And again, I do agree that even though you try to think that you can sit through it alone, even you really need to make sure that someone can go along your guide you through your
Yes.
journey. And it might
Mhm.
not be someone if you can close off the chatter, but someone needs to be with you. And I totally agree with that. Like there are struggles which you think you can face it, but unfortunately, you really need someone with you to guide you
Yeah.
through that passage. And I do agree with that. And
Yeah.
so, but one thing that I'm also just want to share to our viewers here and talk more
Mhm.
about, because again, Marviette will also be joining us right now at the LA Book Confab and also the Los Angeles Times Festival of Books. And I'm really excited about that. And
I
right
am.
now, talking more, I'm excited and talking more about this topic, especially that you are an author, speaker, and women's empowerment advocate. What do you think, or what would you like to tell our people, or readers, or viewers, or people who be visiting our booth? What should they expect from Miss Lady Million Marviette A. Usher, who will be a host in these events?
So you can expect energy, you can expect
Love that.
excitement. Don't come in tired, don't come in dragged. Come in. I mean, you are going to be in LA. Like, we're at the largest book festival there is in the United States. And so
Hmm.
come ready to engage, come ready to open up, come ready to learn some skills.
Hmm.
Authors, you have to be ready to share your book. People need to hear your passion about your book. They need to see that it came from a journey. It's not just something you sat down and put together and you did some research, but they need to be able to see and hear. I know I heard Bishop T.D. Jakes
Hmm.
preach a message, and he said, people want to see the receipts. Your book is your receipt. So whatever you're talking about, you have to be able to convey it with confidence, convey it with authority, that I know what I'm talking about, not just from reading, but this is my life. Most of the authors I met last year, everybody wrote from something that they have experienced. So you want to
Hmm.
make sure the audience can feel that. You want to practice before you come to LA talking about your book. Get in the mirror talking about it. Pull together some quick statements you want to say in case someone asks you really quick, what is your book about? You want to pull some statements together.
Yeah.
Just come ready to have a great time. Also, come ready to be loved on so much by the Readers Magnet family. I call them family. I showed up last year hesitant, not really sure what I was
Mhm.
doing. I was like, let me just show up because they called me to come and type of thing. But I'm telling you, when I got there, I was welcomed with such warm hospitality, and they have never let me go since. And so just come ready to meet a family. Come ready to meet
And
a family.
okay, and thank you what for that. And again, also coming back to all of our viewers and to all of our who are tuning in right now and are planning to visit the Los Angeles Times Festival books, feel free to check us out though, because again, before the Los Angeles Times Festival books, and if you want to catch Lady Millie Marviette, feel free to check us at the LA Book Confab, that which will be happening a day before. There, that's a schedule there on the screen there. Hold on, let me just point it out there. Am I pointing it correctly here? There it is. There, that point. So it's going to be the RMLA Confab happening April 23rd to 24th. That's going to be this, like 2 weeks from now. It's wow, didn't
Mhm.
realize. Again, I was talking about it that it's still not sinking in. That 2 weeks from now, we're going to do this thing. It's going to be an exciting event. And
Yeah.
after the RMLA Confab, where you can be talking to Marviette and to all of our Readers Magnet staff and family, we'll also be joining the Los Angeles Times Festival of Books, which is going to be happening there. That's April 26th to
Yes.
27th. It's
Yes.
almost there. And again, if you want to check it out, though, but again, more talking about you, Marviette. And there is one thing, because this always has been something that I've been checking out, and something that I would say is people can really look up to you. And I'm saying this is just all from personally, okay? This is my
Mhm.
own opinion, and if people want to share my opinion about this, because again, to all of our viewers, again, Lady Million Marviette Usher. Okay, you might be wondering why is it like that way? Because again, she has set a big goal of impacting and transforming the lives of 1 million women. But
Yes.
let's ask the author itself. So what steps right now are you taking to make this vision a reality, and how can others get involved with you then?
Absolutely. So, yes, it is transforming the
Mhm.
lives of 1 million phenomenal women inside and out as my imprint on the world. And so, what we're doing right now is every person you heal,
Mhm.
grow, and transform, right? And then you will be
Okay.
impactful to all the women around you. So, I tell women the 3 feet rule. So, every woman around you, right? She should be
Mhm.
feeling the impact of your growth. So when people say, "Oh my God, you changed," oh my God, I always
Mhm.
say, "Oh my God, yes, I have, and you should try it too." I
There.
got that from one of my pastors in Chicago, Pastor John Hanna. He said, you should try it too. So I challenge people around me to rise in every area of your life. Rise, right? So then as you become a better woman, you have better families. When you have better families, you have better communities. So for every woman that's around me that grows, to come
Mhm.
out of my experience, you have to birth something, whether it's a book, an organization, or you birth a business that is also impactful to other women. So now all the
Mhm.
people that have are attached to me, they are now authors, or they are business owners, or they have an organization, and they're impacting hundreds of people. And so it just
True.
keeps growing. So when you say, how are we going to do it? It's one woman at a time that's in your reach. And then it just keeps growing like a tree. Okay. And so
Agree.
then what are we doing? That's one of the things we're doing. You don't just get to come through the program and say, oh my God, it was nice. It was
Mhm.
good. It was impactful. But I require something of you that is a legacy for you that's going to also give back to other women. And so it just keeps going. And so to become a part of this movement, you can go to our website, which is www.pwphenomenallyu.org. So that's going to be 2 L's and 2 Y's. So pwphenomenallyu.org. And if all else fails, you can also find me on my website, www.marvietteausher.com. And you can still get connected. All right.
Okay, love that. And okay, to all of our viewers, though, if ever you didn't catch that, we'll include some links down in the comments below, so you can just click on that link, go to the website, and support Lady Million with her mission again. And we can always, and now here's one thing that I can compare it with: you never lose your lighting another candle. All you can do, you
Mhm.
can share your light. You can burn one
Right,
candle. You can share the light to another candle. And
right,
again, it's just like a tree in branches, making sure that you can grow roots. And again, if you can help one person, this one person can
yes,
help another person. It's a
yes,
domino effect. And that's one
yes.
thing we can go for.
It's a ripple
So,
effect.
and
Yes.
it's a ripple effect that everyone is looking for. But Miss Lady Million, want to ask you, like, what's really next for you? Like, are there any exciting projects or new books I've heard in the works that we can look forward to in the future?
Yes. So the organization is a 501c3 nonprofit now. And
Hmm.
so we are gearing ourselves up to be able to offer all of our services to a wider range of the community. So that is coming up
Hmm.
for the latter part of this year. We will do a soft launch the end of this year.
Sure.
And so the other thing is we have published our 15th anniversary
That's the
catalog. So
book.
it's a souvenir book that
Hmm.
goes over all the 15 years. So it's full of pictures, everything I've been doing since the 15 years. And so that's one project that we completed. And so what we're doing is we're having people to sponsor one of these catalogs for only $25, and the proceeds of
Mm.
it goes to send a woman to a spa experience at a salt cave.
Wow, love
Because
that.
one of the things when you are going through struggles, people forget, but the number one thing you have to remember when you're dealing with life happening is how to still remain focused on you and self-love. So we're sending women to the salt cave so they can understand. And if a salt cave is not in your city, then we're reaching out to find what type of massage parlor or whatever you have there that we can
Hmm.
utilize for you to receive some self-love, self-care. And then secondly, I'm super excited about my
Sure.
self-love, self-care journey guide. So I know a lot of
Mm.
people call theirs journals, and it is a journal, but it's a journey guide because it in here there's some sections. It's divided into 5 sections that helps you to focus on your self-love and your self-care, and it gives you
Mhm.
some writing prompts.
Love
All
that. Love it.
right.
And again, so again, to all of our viewers, please make sure to support again, support Lady Million in her mission. Again, try to check out the books, and also there's nothing wrong with helping another soul in your life. If you can just do one act of kindness, please always remember this video and try to support each and every one. Because again, the world needs love and the world needs kind-hearted people. So let's keep the journey alive and keep the memories alive as well. And you know what? To all of our viewers and book lovers, again, be sure to grab a copy of Lady Million's book. Again, that's 30 Pros of I Do, and also check out her other book, which is phenomenal. Oh, yes, you are still available on Amazon. Try to check it out, though. It's available on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, and also make sure to check the website, which we're going to be pinning down on the comments below. And, as we come with the end of today's conversation, I just want to take a moment to say thank you very much, Lady Million, for joining us today and sharing your insights. And
Thank
I'm
you.
excited. Again, I'm not just excited about today, but I'm also excited for right now, which is going to be having the LA book events that will be happening. Looking forward to see you there, and looking forward to hear you, and looking forward to see on how many lives you can touch with that,
Yes.
with you being a phenomenal woman. You're
Thank you
Lady
so
Million.
much,
Really
Rob.
love
Thank
that.
you. Thank you
Okay,
so
and
much.
to all of our again, and to all of our viewers, thank you very much for tuning in. And always remember that every ending is just a new beginning in the world of stories. May your reading adventures be endless and your imagination boundless. And as we say here at Readers Magnet, we share your stories with the world. Thank you and have a good one. Thanks, Lady Million. Love you so much. Bye
All
bye.
right. Love you too. Have a great one. Bye for now.